What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I've got another book review for you, and I'm going to be talking about Star Wars: The Force Awakens novelization, and this was written by Alan Dean Foster. For those that don't know, Alan Dean Foster actually wrote the very first ever expanded universe Star Wars story. Way back in the day when the original Star Wars movie came out, that was the only thing that Star Wars had. It was just the movie. There were no other movies or books or comics or anything like that. And before Empire Strikes Back came out, Alan Dean Foster actually wrote the sequel to the original Star Wars movie, and it was called The Splinter. It was A Splinter or The Splinter of the Mind's Eye. So if you are a Star Wars fan and you've never read that, it's an interesting read. I will say it's not canon at all. They didn't follow that storyline and ended up doing The Empire Strikes Back. But it's really fun to see where Star Wars could have gone, the path it would have led to, if that would have been the actual sequel. It's vastly different from what happens in Empire Strikes Back. But it's a really cool look at, the very sort of the origins of Star Wars, what could have happened after that very first movie. But all that aside, The Force Awakens, I listened to this on audiobook. It was narrated by Mark Thompson. I would like to read all of the new canon Star Wars books. I did read some before I started my booktube channel. I read the Aftermath trilogy, Lost Stars, Bloodline, Last Shot. There's some others here and there that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I'd like to go ahead and read all the other adult novels. I'm not going to read the middle grade books or anything, but read all the adult novels in the new Disney canon. And so I wanted to start with The Force Awakens, and I'm going to do Last Jedi, and I've got The Rise of Skywalker, the physical book over there I checked out from the library. So I'm going to start doing lots more Star Wars content. Probably going to listen to a lot of them on audiobook. This is the second Star Wars audiobook I've listened to, and the production has been great. The narrators have been great, and along with the story, they add in sound effects and music and everything. So just overall, the production value of these Star Wars books, at least the two I've listened to so far, and I don't expect the other ones to be any different, have been really outstanding. But I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis. I'm really going to read the opening crawl to The Force Awakens as the synopsis, and then get into my thoughts about how I felt about the book compared to the movie and so on. But if for any reason you haven't seen the original trilogy, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, spoilers ahead since this does take place after those movies. Luke Skywalker has vanished. In his absence, the sinister First Order has risen from the ashes of the Empire and will not rest until Skywalker, the last Jedi, has been destroyed. With the support of the Republic, General Leia Organa leads a brave resistance. She is desperate to find her brother Luke and gain his help in restoring peace and justice to the galaxy. Leia has sent her most daring pilot on a secret mission to Jakku, where an old ally has discovered a clue to Luke's whereabouts. So first and foremost, the book compared to the movie. I'll say if you did not like the movie, the book is not going to change your opinion. There's nothing really drastically different about the book that is going to change your opinion, like I said, if you didn't like the movie. For the most part, it is beat for beat with the movie. There are a few extra scenes in the book that I did enjoy, but after reading it and thinking about it, they didn't really serve the plot at all, so I can see why they were cut out from the movie. There's a scene showing how Poe Dameron gets off of Jakku. There's some scenes with Kylo that aren't in the movie. There's, especially towards the end, when they're on Starkiller Base, there's a scene with Rey and Finn, how they get out of the, I can't think of what the place is called, but they're going through the snow and they get on a speeder, and that's where they end up running into Kylo Ren. There's one or two other scenes. There's one, a really fun one in Maz Kanata's castle that involves Rey and Unkar Plot and Chewbacca, which was really cool. I don't want to say what it is. It was pretty fun. That was a cool extra scene. But yeah, for the most part, it was beat for beat from the movie, and I did enjoy the story. With it being a book, you sort of get more monologue and their dialogue with the characters, what they're thinking, what they're seeing, and things like that, which was nice to see different perspectives and more inner thoughts of the characters. With it being a movie tie-in, it doesn't stray, like I said, too far from the plot. So I can't really say, if it was something I didn't like the story, you can't really blame that on the book because they have to stick to what the movie did. But I can see that maybe being an issue with The Last Jedi book coming up, because I really liked some parts of that movie, but really didn't like other parts. But for this one, overall, I did really enjoy The Force Awakens. Even though it is sort of a rehash of A New Hope, it does hit a lot of the same beats, sort of playing it safe for a new generation of Star Wars fans, with a new movie and all that stuff kicking off a new trilogy. But it had enough differences where I did enjoy it. I did like all the new characters. Finn, Poe, Rey, I enjoyed all of them. Our sort of new trio of heroes, they're really enjoyable. BB-8 is a really cool droid. I did like that it is them searching for Luke Skywalker, but I didn't feel like they leaned on the original trilogy characters a whole lot. I mean, they're obviously there. Han Solo plays a really, really important role in this movie. Leia's sort of a background character. She's not in it too much. She doesn't have too much to do. And Luke's not in it at all until the very end. He doesn't even have any dialogue in either the movie or the book. So I did like that they didn't lean too heavily on these old characters. They did have fresh characters, fresh villains. Kylo was probably my favorite character out of the whole sequel trilogy. I really enjoyed him. Snoke was an ominous villain. We don't really know too much about him. He's sort of mysterious, in the same vein as Emperor Palpatine, but we don't really know what his end game is or what he's trying to do. But he's sort of a mysterious figure. The Knights of Ren are just like in the movie. They're just in here for a flash. I don't even know if they're... I guess Snoke mentions them by name, but other than that, there's not mentioned by name, and there's nothing extra with them at all. But really, I don't have too much more to say about it. This is sort of a short review, since it is based on the movie. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the movie already. This was a 4-star read for me. Like I said, I did have some issues with it being really similar to New Hope, sort of beat for beat, but it was different enough that I did enjoy it. I said all the new characters and locations and everything was fun. The storyline was great, leading up to trying to find Luke Skywalker and where that would go from there once I do find him at the end of the book. Like I said, if you enjoyed the movie, you'll enjoy the book. If you didn't enjoy the movie, the book's not really going to change your mind. There are some extra things here and there in the book that if you're a really hardcore Star Wars fan, I think you will appreciate reading the novelization and getting some extra scenes and tidbits and things like that. As far as contradictions to the movie, the only real one I can think of is at the end of the book, Rey and Poe do meet face to face and do have a bit of a conversation together. But in the movie, that did not happen, and they actually don't seem to really meet until The Last Jedi, the next movie. So that's really the only contradiction that I noticed between the book and the movie. And I know that the book is written off of an early draft of the movie, and the book gets written and then changes happen in the movie, so they can't really line up perfectly. But there weren't any huge glaring issues or anything like that. But that's all I have for you guys today. Again, this has been my sort of rambly, non-review review of Star Wars The Force Awakens novelization by Alan Dean Foster. If you have read the book, or I'm sure a lot of people have seen the movie, let me know down in the comments if you liked the movie, if you didn't like it, what worked, what didn't work for you, and if you have any other Star Wars books that you've read, whether it's new books or Legends books or whatever, let me know some of your favorite Star Wars books down in the comments. I'd also like to start reading and reviewing some of the old Legends books. I read some of those way back in the day, but a lot of them I don't remember. I have the The Thrawn trilogy back here, written by Timothy Zahn. I'd like to give those a reread someday. So just let me know your favorite Star Wars books down in the comments. But that's all I have for you guys today. So thanks for spending your time with me. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.